guys, welcome to the video on how to breathe. And first of all, I want to start by saying if that sends you into a tailspin of negative word thinking about, wait, what? I know I'm doing all these other things in my life less than ideally, and now you're telling me I'm not even breathing the right way. Fear not. Whatever's in the past is in the past, as they say in Frozen, if you're familiar. And this video is about helping create awareness around your breath patterns and how the breath moves in your body. And so, therefore, in the future, then with this newfound awareness, when you know better, you can do better. Okay, so to start, what's wrong with how we breathe? Well, maybe nothing. That would be awesome. Or maybe over time, perhaps recently, perhaps a long time ago, you started to get stuck in this breath pattern that is shallow, it's in the chest, it's jerky, it's just not very healthful. And why is that not healthful? So, in our bodies, when we go into a fight or flight situation, so for example, maybe thousands of years ago, when we were trying to run away from buffalo or lions, I don't know, whatever, our breath would move quickly in our bodies. It wouldn't be relaxed. It would be a shallow breath, in and out, very fast, chest heaving, so that we could access oxygen really quickly and get away or fight whatever we needed to fight. However, we don't deal with those exact scenarios in modern times. However, we do deal with stressful situations and anxiety. And so when we're in a stressful or anxiety-provoking situation, our breath, it becomes shallower. It's more of a chest breath. We may pause or hold our breath between breaths, and so on. And so that's actually not necessarily a bad thing in those moments. That's fine. That's a normal physiological response to stress. However, the problem is when we get stuck in that pattern of breathing, and we're breathing these shallow chest breaths when we're not in stressful situations. The reason that pattern is a problem is because there's a relationship between the way we breathe and the state of our nervous system and our emotions. And you may already be aware of this. But when we're stuck in that pattern of shallow chest breath, that's not really super healthy, it then tells our nervous system that we're in a fight or flight situation, and we might not actually be in that. And then that can set off this whole other cascade of other physiological stress responses, which we know isn't good. We know that chronic stress is not healthy for us. So what can we do? We can learn how to breathe properly in a yogic way. Another way to refer to it is the diaphragmatic breath. So if you've never learned how to do that, or if you just want a refresher or a really deep down breath centering for your yoga practice, then this is the place for you. So take a comfortable seat on a blanket. You can sit on a block. If neither of those works for your body or for your needs, you can sit on the edge of a chair. You do want to, however, make sure that, especially if you're in a chair, you're seated at the edge of it so that you're sitting up nice and tall. You're not kind of just rounding in something back. Okay. So coming into that seat, wiggle around a little bit on your sit bones. Maybe forward and back, side to side. And then stop where you find that your pelvis is level, your sit bones are rooted down into the earth, your tailbone is reaching down and also back, so that if you were an animal and you had a tail actually extending from your tailbone, it wouldn't be tucked under your pelvis, because an animal with a tail wouldn't sit that way. It would actually be down towards the earth and then flowing out. Okay. Allow the hands to rest somewhere along the legs, palms down, palms up, doesn't really matter. whatever's comfortable for you. And then either take a soft gaze or allow your eyes to close. Softening through the lower half of your body. And then growing up taller through the spine, keeping your pelvis in neutral, allowing the oval of the ribs to mirror the pelvis here. And you want to do that in such a way that your front ribs aren't flaring out, but they're gently drawn in, and the low back is nice and long. Reach your shoulder blades or your shoulders up to your ears, slide them around the spine, and then release them down the back. The back of the neck is long, crown of the head reaches skyward, face is soft. When we center in yoga, we should always take time to place the physical body first, starting with an outermost layer before we move deeper to the breath. So now that you've come into your physical body, come into this moment, bring your awareness to the breath. Take a few breaths, just noticing where it flows in your body, how it flows, what is your natural rhythm, without trying to change anything, without judging it. And now, allow your breaths to be deep. When the breaths flow deeply into the body, the belly expands on the exhale and the chest is quiet. So allow your belly to take up space. And then as you exhale, the belly draws back in naturally towards the spine. If it helps, you can place one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly. But that's just an option. And as you continue to breathe deeply into the lungs, notice that on your inhales, in addition to the belly expanding, the side ribs and the low back also should move with your breath, such that you're breathing into all four sides of the body. Now bring your breaths towards even. Each inhale and exhale about the same length. And the breaths flow without pause. So each inhale flows right into the exhale, which then flows right into the next inhale, and so on. The rhythm is smooth, effortless, and silent. These are the 5 qualities of the diaphragmatic breath, most healthful way to breathe. Deep and smooth, even and effortless and silent. To come out, just blink your eyes open. So anytime you need to reconnect with the breath, to come in to the present moment, practicing that diaphragmatic breath or the Dirga breath in the other video I have up are really helpful. If doing that you felt like, okay, that was fine, but I didn't really connect with the sense of breathing into the low back and side ribs, there's a couple of things you can do. So one thing is you can roll up a blanket and then bring it around the back body and hook it under your arms so that when you inhale, you feel the back body gently pressing into the blanket. Another option is to come onto your belly in crocodile pose. So forearms are stacked out in front so that the chest is lifted, releasing your head down on to your forearms, and then relax the whole body down. And then you'll notice that as you breathe in, your belly expands and it presses into the floor, but the low back has to rise. And you can even see it in my body here. Okay, so whichever way works for you, you can try both ways. I hope that that's helpful for you. If you like, follow this up with a yoga video or a meditation practice. Take care. Stay well.